Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we sift through corporate filings so you don't have to. Today we're diving into Acushnet Holdings' proxy statement. It's not as thrilling as a golf tournament, but stick around because we are uncovering some interesting details about who's calling the shots and how they get paid. Let's see if we can find some eagles or just a bunch of bogeys. This document is basically Acushnet reaching out to its shareholders, asking for their votes on some key decisions. Think of it as a school election, but instead of class president, we're voting for board members and some important company policies. It was filed mid-April, so it's fresh off the press. The big day is June 2nd, the date of their annual meeting. They're holding it online again, probably in an attempt to get more people to show up. It's virtual, so no need to polish your golf shoes to attend. Now let's get to the heart of the matter, the proposals. The first one is all about electing the board of directors. There are 8 nominees, including familiar names like David Ma, the CEO, and Jin Yoon, the chairman. The filing lays out some of the skills that are found in each nominee, such as brand building, marketing, ESG, sustainability, or public company board governance. We can see that it's important to have a mix of expertise on the board. Let's take a closer look at one of the nominees, Leanne Cunningham. She's been a director since 2023 and is also the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Brown-Forman, the company that makes Jack Daniels. The board is recommending that you vote for all of the nominees. Next up, they want shareholders to approve their pick for the independent accounting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers, or POC. It's pretty standard stuff, like asking if you trust the folks checking the company's math. Again, the board recommends voting for. Then there's a non-binding vote on executive compensation. In other words, they're asking shareholders if they think the bigwigs are getting paid too much, too little, or just right. This vote doesn't force their hand, but it does send a message. It can be really interesting to see if they listen or not to the outcome of this non-binding vote. Still, the board gives a thumbs up for executive compensation. Finally, they want to revamp their incentive plan, basically how they give out stock and bonuses to employees. This mainly means they want to increase the number of shares available. It's needed to keep incentivizing the workforce. As with the other proposals, the board recommends that you vote for the proposal. Here is something interesting from this report. The fees paid to PwC, their independent registered public accounting firm. In 2024, they paid PwC almost $7 million, about $500,000 more than the previous year. Most of that was for audit fees, but there were also significant charges for tax services and audit-related fees. All this data can be found around the center of this proxy statement. Looking into those audit fees, you'll find a reason for those fees includes items like expenses for professional services to prepare annual financial statements on an international financial reporting standards. Let's peek at how much the directors themselves are making. Jin Yoon, the chairman, took home about $345,000 in 2024, combining fees and stock awards. Other directors hovered around the $250,000 range. Something notable is that they had to increase the cash retainer of the chairs of the audit and compensation committees. It's interesting to see how they value their leadership roles. Shifting gears a bit, the report touches upon corporate responsibility. They boast about their commitment to environmental initiatives, including solar arrays, waste reduction, and water conservation. On employee safety, they emphasize that their rates of workplace accidents are less than the industry average. They finished the year without any product recalls and 0 fatalities. That's excellent news. Here is what we should look at. As of December 31, 2024, we find the Outstanding Equity Awards. David Ma, the CEO, has unvested stock awards valued at over $8.8 million. It is worth checking those amounts to see the value that the top execs of the company are getting. Here are some details of the equity plan. Ho-Yeon Lee, Jan Singer, and Stephen Tishman are among the member committees for the compensation. The responsibilities of these committees includes determining and approving base salaries and all benefits to the executive officers. The committee also has the option to retain consultants and advisors to get outside opinions. Finally, let's discuss the pay ratio. For 2024, the CEO's pay was about 651 times the median employee's pay. The median employee made around $15,000. It's definitely something to think about when you consider the overall compensation structure of the company. It means that a worker on the median could work for 650 company. It means that a worker on the median could work for 650 about when you consider the overall compensation structure of the company. It means that a worker on the median could work for 651 times the median employee made around $15,000. So what's the story here? Acushnet is a pretty stable company and its executives are generously compensated. But in reality, the company depends a lot on the image and brands more than anything. so their corporate responsibility efforts seem genuine, but how deep they go would require another report entirely. Seeing from what the proxy statement says though, I'd say it looks like Acushnet's board and executives are steering the ship with a steady hand, focusing on growth and brand reputation. This is important in a global industry where small differences can make or break how people shop ham. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, like, and comment.